Or say, hey guys, it's Klaus. Welcome back to another video. I just finished a session of about 15 games, and not one of those games lasted more than, say, 5 minutes. I think the longest one was 5.5 minutes. 50% wins, 50% losses. A lot of them over in 3 or 4 minutes. And just wanted to do a video here and talk a little bit about... It's my opinion that this game has changed. And we see a lot of these 3 or 4 minute battles, like over and over and over again. And let me just show you a couple of games. I pulled a few of them out of my session that I think they're just regular games now. This is the way it is. And I'm going to talk a little bit about why I think this is happening. People talk about the power creep has entered the game, and some tanks are just too powerful, or nobody knows how to play anymore. And I don't. You've got to analyze and think about it, what exactly is happening. And something has crept into the game. I don't think it's just power creep. Let me talk about it a little bit while I show you this game. Now, the game started, and you'll notice only 2 tanks have gone to the north. Myself in my Object 140 and the WZ, who's gone up to spot. All of my team, 13 of them, have gone south. So in this game, I'm thinking, okay, my whole team is going south. So I won't push here. I'll just defend. Hopefully they'll win the south easily. And I'll just defend here. And I just bounced off the side of a Russian light tank. So I'm wondering, maybe the game has already decided that I'm going to lose. But in all seriousness, let me stop it right here and talk about this right now. Okay, so the game is 1 minute and 12 seconds old. One of our artillery is dead, and I just noticed there's an EBR 105 behind me. You notice that on the mini-map? In 1 minute and 12 seconds, that EBR circumvented the whole map, this is big map, and killed one of our SPGs, which is not the biggest problem, losing one SPG early in the game, but he has now provided information to the rest of his teammates as he drove along the whole perimeter of the map to get to our base, that none of us are there. They know this now. And there are a lot of fast medium tanks on their team, a lot of objects, and I'm looking at the bat chats and object 907s and TVPs, and basically all the medium tanks that are fast know this. And unless they're a complete total bag of Muppets, if they just follow the EBR and say, oh, there's no enemies on this side of the map, if they just drive towards him to our base, within 2 minutes we will be completely surrounded, and we have a 90% chance of losing this game. It's only 1 minute and 12 seconds into the battle. Now, it takes me a few seconds to realize he's there, and then I react, but let's keep watching, and I'll keep talking here. So this is one of the things that's crept into the game. The average speed of tanks in this game is, I don't have the statistic, but it's higher than it was. A little bit of history. Back in the day, British medium tanks used to be slow, remember? And then there were a lot of new object medium tanks introduced into the game that were all, 50, 55, 60 kilometers an hour. And there were new lines, the Czech line, the Italian line, both fast. The British tanks were underperforming. They had to be buffed. Now they're fast as well. And now the wheeled vehicle has entered the game. And the comparison in the old days of a British medium tank, now I'm realizing, holy shit, half their team is here and I have to take cover. In the old days, a British medium tank would have top speed of 20, 25. As opposed to now, you have a wheeled vehicle top speed of almost 100. Think about that difference. If it would have taken you in a medium tank, if you happen to play a Centurion, 2 minutes to get to a certain position on a map, going 25 kilometers an hour to do something. Now there's a tank in the game that can get to that same position at 100 kilometers an hour. It takes them 30 seconds rather than 2 minutes. And in general, I don't know, are there any more slow tanks other than the super heavies? That's speed creep. Then on top of that, view range has crept up. It seems like tanks all of them have maximum view range now, and it's easy to get the consumables and with all the crew trainers and to get your tank to that state. And on top of that, we have these now with bonds. You can get the coated optics that lets you see farther, and the vents that work better, and so everything's better and better, and everything, all the statistics have crept up. Everything's better. We can see farther. We can go faster. The whole game is populated with tanks that are faster, can see farther. And when we get there and encounter each other, if you have armor, it doesn't matter because you can just press 2 and kill your enemy quicker. Because I'm speaking of years ago when shooting special ammo was rare. It might take you 7 or 8 or 9 shots to kill someone because 2 or 3 of your shots might bounce and you have to aim for weak spots. But now, if it takes 4 shots to kill someone, it only takes 4 shots because you've pressed 2 and none of them are going to bounce. And now look at the game. I'm wondering, okay, my whole team went south, except for me and the WZ. The whole team went south. And we handled the guys, 5 or 6 of them that came to the north, the WZ and I guess a few turned around. And now I'm wondering if my whole team went south, how the hell did we lose the south? And it's just a shit show. And here we go. Not going to shoot him anymore because I'll just track him unless I press 2. And load some HE. Can I do a little bit more damage on... Did I do some more? Yes, I did some more. And they're all... I am died! What can I do? One more shot, please? And of course, trolled, low roll by HE. And it's over. 4 minutes and 30 seconds. 4 minutes and 30 seconds. That's like every game. Win or lose. Let's look at the stats here. Okay, it's defeat. You know, I didn't say that their object was better than our object, I guess, is the takeaway. But it's not that our team was all Muppets or that... but it was a Muppet show. It was a shit show. And I'll analyze that battle. A fast tank that didn't exist before scooted down one flank. Of course, we left that flank open. And their team, within 15 or 20 seconds, already knew one flank is open. Let's rush the flank. All of the medium tanks are fast. They just rushed that flank. We were completely surrounded within a minute and a half. The enemies knew that they could surround us within 30 seconds. Within a minute and a half, we had given up the whole map. There's nothing we could do. The point is, one small mistake now means the game's over in 4 or 5 minutes. If your scout doesn't go to the right position on certain maps, within 30 seconds you have a 70% chance you've lost this game because everything has crept. Now watch this. Okay, this is another game. I'm playing the Veiled Vehicle. I'm fast, and I have outspotted this light tank. Shoot him, and I used the bush, and I shot him. Pretty good, eh? And I'm spotted. How did I get spotted? I don't know how I got spotted. All right, I got spotted, so I have to relocate. Where should I go? And look at this. Let me stop right here. Okay, before I decide, there's an Object 277 that has made it down to this spot here. Driven through the open and made it to that spot. I was not able to spot him. I guess I didn't pull into the bush because I took a shot on that T100 LT. No one went to that sniping position on our team. Let me point out the position here. Right there. No one went there. If someone had gone there, they would have spotted that Object 277 and maybe got a shot into him. But no one went there. And now we have in the game these new Russian heavy tanks, these new Object heavy tanks that are heavily armored. They have such thick armor and they must weigh so much. They're so heavily, you can't pen them. But they have superhuman engines that allow them to drive around like Ferraris because they're using the Russian technology. I guess the same engines they used in the fucking Lada, which allows these heavily armored super heavy tanks to get to positions now faster than medium tanks. So now the point is, you see all our team heading to the northeast there, to the area where all the heavies fight. If they see that Object 277 and hesitate now and they're scared, oh look, there's one Russian tank there. If they all stop because there's one tank in that position now, then we've lost the game. Okay, so let's keep watching. And I'm not saying that I'm playing great here. I drove into a rock. I'm a Muppet. I'm wondering, how the hell am I spotted? I'm spotted again. And then saying, okay, I'm spotted. I have to relocate. I can't fight head on with these guys, so I'm going to try and I should probably take that position, a sniping position that no one on my team did. I didn't want to go there. I wanted to be the guy that spots. Let's take a shot here. Look, I'm going to go to the position now. At least one TD, and I'm spotted again. Yeah, well, that makes sense. At least one TD should have went up here. No one did, so I'll take it. Now, look at my team. They all stopped. The heavy tanks. They saw that Object 277 and said, oh, let's stop. Let's all of us stop. Which enables now the enemies, these guys here that I'm aiming at, to completely encircle our guys and we've lost, right? We have a 75-80% chance of losing. So what am I going to do now? I'm going to press 2 because I'm going to shoot heat, because this tank has like 170 pen with regular ammo, and now I'm going to be shooting long distance, so I have to press 2, and I'm going to do the best I can to, I'm going to bounce even though I pressed 2. I got spotted there. And you might say, well, you could go to the north, you can make... If I were a Unicom, yes, I would figure it out, and I'd somehow carry this game. But I'm telling you, when 4 or 5, look at our T-110 E3 and the other guy have chased that Object 277 now into the open. They're getting sniped by counterparts that are in their sniping position on the little, beside the base, on the little elevated area. Their heavies have come around ours. And unless you're, the best player in the world, this game is a 80% chance of losing. Now, what is it? We're only 2.5 minutes into the game. Okay, we're only 2.5 minutes into the game. It's 1-5. I'm going to try and shoot. Oh, they finally pushed that Object 277 off the cliff, and took 6 of our team had to die to get rid of him. And, well, I'm going to try my best to rack up some damage now. So I guess I could have carried from the other flank. But I chose to stay in this position now because, well, there's going to be 6 or 7 enemies that have broken through now that I guess I can shoot, right? And it's 2-8, and it's 3 minutes into the game. I'm not saying that this game is a loss. It's not my fault. It's all my team of Muppets. And I just got blocked and shot up the ass there. Didn't really get blocked. I shouldn't have been there. Let me get the hell out of here. Reposition. Just try and get some more damage before I die. I'm not blaming it on a team of Muppets. The point of what I'm trying to say here is that there's so much creep in the game now that one little mistake at the beginning you pay for so heavily. Whereas in the old days, there couldn't possibly be a heavy tank in that position 30 seconds into the game because they didn't go 60 kilometers an hour. Okay, and I wouldn't have spotted that light tank heading to that bush, that LT 100 or the L100 LT that was trying to go to his favorite bush because he's had some great spotting games there, and I shot him. There wasn't a tank that went 100 kilometers an hour that could have spotted him till recently. So his game was shit. My game was shit, and it's over. And it's 4.5 minutes. And it was almost every game, a 15-game session. Win or lose, I show you 2 losses. Let's just look at the post-game stats here. A defeat, right? How did I end up on top in damage? It's ridiculous. And I lost credits. Anyway, so I said, well, screw this. I'm not going to play the high tiers anymore. Let's drop down and play a little tank. Play a little shit turd, a tier 7. And it's more of the same. This game actually lasted longer than 4.5 minutes. So I'm going to show it to you. But I guess what I'm saying is that I find it very rare now to have a 13 or 14 minute nail-biting game where it's really close. I play 20 games and not all of them. This last session I had, like every single one, but not all. Usually, it's like 3/4 of them are over in 4.5, 5 minutes is a long game. This one as well. I'm bottom tier in what's known as a potato shit tank, but I've got it equipped pretty good. I've got a good crew, and I'm going to do what I should do in my little shit tank, and that is spot for the team. So now I'm going to go in this bush. If the enemy does not counter my spotting, we will do 2,000 or 3,000 damage to the enemy team, and they will have probably then a 75% chance of losing. Let's see if that happens. All right. And this is, again, view range, good crews. The maps are smaller. The guns are bigger. It's just a total creep. Let's just watch. They did not kill him. Oh, yeah, they did. And I'm spotting. So these guys are just trundling along, just starting their games. We're 1 minute into the game. I'm not going to shoot because I know I'll get spotted. And only a couple of my teammates actually stopped. the Defender, the IS, the T-20. Now, oh, this guy moved and counter-spotted me. He saved his team. There they go. They're shooting me now. So we were only able to do a 2,400 spotting assist and kill one of their tanks. The game is 1 minute old. And remember, this is not a full tier 10 game, so 2,300 damage on the enemy team. They've dropped 1.5 tanks. It's 1 minute into the game. Because a scout tank on their team didn't immediately do the counter to my play, which would be to spot my whole team or to scoot across and spot me. One guy finally did. And I'm not saying I'm a Unicom or I won the game or anything like that. I'm just another illustration that a simple little mistake or a play at the beginning of the game that for some reason your team does not make because the scout tank driver didn't know to go to that position, or the artilleries on your team didn't know to pre-aim for that crossing, because it could be the opposite, right? I go there and spot and my 3 artilleries don't know that there'll be targets there, so they don't pre-aim and they don't get the 2,000 damage. It's just one mistake one way or another, or one good play one way or another, which results in the first game we watched, that EBR that basically scooted around the north side of the map. He spotted half the map. His team was aware that there's nobody there. Within a minute, he was killing our artillery, and half his team was following him. They had complete intel. We were surrounded within the first minute. In the second game, that object 277 scoots down there. Our whole team, oh, there's an object. Let's all stop. Within 2 minutes, they're all surrounded. The game is over. In this game, I moved to a bush. Their whole team is spotted. We know how many players went south now. They lost a tank, 2,400 damage assist. They're down, and those tanks that were damaged got to the fighting spot now, and they're more tentative because they've lost HP. Our team knows they're there. We get into positions. It just snowballs. One little event early on in the battle now snowballs into it's going to be a 4 or 5 minute game. And it's because everything's creeped. I've talked about it already. The speed, the view range, the damage has creeped because you press 2 now. So I mentioned that already. It doesn't, and I've pressed 2 because what am I going to do? Bounce now? In my little bottom tier tank, I'm going to shoot people and bounce? No, I'm going to press 2 and I'm going to pen when I hit. So, what am I saying? Leave some comments in the comment section. What do you guys think? Now here comes this light tank. He's trying his best, but it's going to lock on him and heat his ass. What was our artillery? Look at the artillery drove there. What the hell was he doing? The artillery spotted the light tank for me. So there is that too. I mean, there's still the, who the hell knows what the hell's going on in this game. And now I'm going to go flank the guys that I spotted. I know how many are there. The artillery moved up to spot. That made me laugh. That was all worth it. Okay, the session was worth it. But here I go. Let's look at this now. This is good because I'm in this little turd tank. I've pressed 2. I'm shooting heat. And here I go. I'm stupid enough not to know that guy's dead just to my right there. Yeah, he's dead. I'm wondering. Oh, yeah, he's dead. I realize that now. I didn't say I was Unicom, but watch this. The potato gun, the German potato gun, that's why everyone likes this tank, right? Watch this. The ass of this guy. Watch that. See? Yeah, okay, I'm going to try. We can't shoot his ass. All right, let's take it. Yeah, we got it that time. So I'm doing my best here, but it's 8-3, right? This game has lasted a little longer. It's already 5.5 minutes into the game, and it's 9-3. They have no chance. And in my opinion, the game was over after a minute. Unless we were complete muppets and didn't capitalize on that 2,500 damage in the first 30 seconds. So that's my little discussion. I think it's my opinion that the game's changed, that rather than balancing by lowering the stats on some tanks, the tendency is always to introduce something faster, something that can see farther, bonds that can make your equipment better, It's always better, bigger, faster, better, right? Every new line has to be better. And because that, the power creeps up in the game, so let's buff this. Like they buffed the IS-7 when it was determined it was getting a little slow. So it's constantly creeping up and buffing, and this is the result, is you get situations where games are over in 4 minutes because one little mistake, and that should happen. That's what I'm trying to say. And now, of course, my own artillery would shoot me for 525 damage because he's just trying to get as much damage as he can because all his games are over in 3 or 4 minutes. So he took the shot. But at least this game lasted, 7 minutes? It was the longest game of my session. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I just tried to make sense of why are these games only lasting 3, 4, 5 minutes all the time, over and over and over again. And I think I've got some pretty good reasons there. Let me know what you think. Leave some comments. Hit the like or the dislike button. If you want to support the channel, please subscribe. And thanks all of you for watching. I'm looking forward to reading your comments and learning what you guys think.